I have ran thousands of miles, multiple marathons and ultra marathons, and have spent so much time trying to figure out how to get better at this. And weirdly, the better I've gotten at running, the more running rules I've stopped following. So here are 7 things that runners are constantly told to care about that over my time I've learned that I don't really care about them anymore. Six easy miles today, and that's probably a good place to start because one of the things that I've stopped caring about is my pace on days like today. Your easy miles are supposed to support your harder days and to support recovery. Nobody gives you a medal because your recovery run was a 7:45 pace as opposed to an 8:30 pace. But honestly, maybe today it might even be closer to a 9:30 pace. But who cares? That's the point. I don't care. I'm just going to get these miles, have it feel as clean as possible, carry on with the recovery, and prepare for some harder sessions. Oh yeah, just what the doctor ordered. 6 miles. Get this. We are this close to running a 2 hour and 59-minute marathon. That easy run, 9-minute, 20-second pace. That is the same speed I was running on my easy runs when I first started running and ran a 4 hour and 10-minute marathon. And now we're shaving over an hour off that marathon, and those easy runs are the same pace. Why is that? Because easy isn't a pace, it's a feeling. All done with today's workout. Easy 6 miles and then a little core and some stretching. And this prep, I have been focusing so much more on that recovery piece, stretching every single day. Getting yourself to stretch every day is so hard because getting the workouts done already is such a challenge, and then getting yourself to stretch, whether it's right after the workout or what I tend to do most days is in the evening. Life hack, I stack the habit of brushing my teeth. So every time that I brush my teeth, that's when I start my stretching routine. One gets me to brush my teeth for 2 minutes because I do 30-second intervals of stretching, so it's easy to count. And then it gets the ball rolling, and then the stretching routine takes 10 to 15 minutes. But the reason I'm focused on stretching so much is because I'm so much more dialed in on my recovery. When you get to higher mileage, you really start to feel it. We've had multiple weeks around up or above 60 miles so far, and it's only gonna get more. And so stretching is such a big part of my routine. But there's one thing that I want to talk about in there, and it's lesson number 2, is that mileage doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the way that you think. Let me correct myself. Mileage matters. You want to increase mileage 10% every week, no more, because otherwise you risk injury, no less because you're probably leaving some work available on the table. But your exact mileage doesn't actually matter. If the plan calls for 50 miles and you run 47 miles that week, and then it gets to Sunday night and you think whether you should suffer out a quick 3 miles just to hit your 50 miles, it doesn't matter. If the plan calls for 55 miles and you accidentally end up running 56, 57, 58, it doesn't really matter. Just continue on with your plan. Those minute details don't matter. It is the general theme of the prep, of your total volume slowly increasing. The down to the detail, exact number, exact mileage used to tweak me out so much and make myself suffer through some pretty stupid workouts just to nail that mileage. And it really doesn't matter if you're spot on. Being a couple short, being a couple over, you're gonna be fine. today, baby. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's right. We've got some fancy shoes on this morning because we have a speed session about to go down. I typically don't wear these super shoes for just any speed session, but later in a prep, like we are now, I think we're like 8 weeks out, this is when everything starts to come together. This is when every run has a lot more importance. And they're also way harder. And these super shoes actually do help a lot. Now, you don't want to train with them all the time because, one, they're expensive. They might change your form up. And if you're having to use super shoes to hit your times every single time, you're probably going too fast. But it's nice to break out late in a prep when your motivation's down, the runs are getting harder, hitting that pace seems almost too much at the moment, and then you put these bad boys on and you blow it out of the water. So that's what we've got for the next remainder of the weeks of this prep. Super shoe speed sessions, baby. But I will tell you what, I did not get the best sleep last night, but I'm actually not too upset about it. I'm feeling a little ran down. I'm not too upset about it. I don't want to do this workout. I'm not too upset about it because rule number 4 is that recovery doesn't really matter as much as you think it is. And I want to be very careful when I say this because recovery is very important. But the reality of it is 99.9% of the world of runners don't run for a living. Everybody else, including me, has something outside of running. I work a real job. So do most of other runners. And getting the perfect recovery when you have a family, you have other priorities, you have social things going on, you got this happening, you got that happening, getting perfect recovery isn't real. Having your entire evening dedicated to foam rolling and stretching and prepping and whatever isn't realistic. Having perfect nutrition 7 days a week, 100% of the time, not very realistic. You don't need to have perfect recovery to perform. You need good recovery. You need to focus on the fundamentals for sure. The fundamentals are what gets you across the line. But perfect recovery is just a mental game. Having good enough recovery is all you need to shoot for. So even though we're not super ecstatic for this run this morning, we got enough recovery. 10 miles consisting of 3 sets of 2-mile splits. It's 90% humidity out right now. I think the feels like is 91. Let's get it. Just gonna sit right here for a second. Oh my gosh. You know, well, that was a good workout, and I freaking nailed that workout. 3 sets of 2 miles, 6:55 pace. The reality is, not every run looks like that. Last week, the last 2 weeks, I've been traveling a lot, having to get my important sessions in and all my miles in 7 days. It's been quite a challenge, and I've had to do a lot of shifting. I've had to pick up the gas on some workouts so that I could ease off it in later in the week because I had something going on. And the 5th rule that I've started to follow is that you don't have to perfectly follow your training plan because your training plan is written for a version of you that hasn't existed yet. Work happens, travel happens, relationships, family, things pop up that you couldn't have predicted, and you're gonna have to change your training plan around because the actual skill isn't perfectly following the plan. The skill is knowing which workouts to preserve and which ones to drop. And rule number 6, I stopped believing that every workout has to be great. Some days you are just not there and the workout sucks. There's no better way to put it than that workout sucks. Your legs might feel heavy, your heart rate might be high, the wind might be blowing upstream both ways during the out and back run somehow. The heat might destroy you or something pops up and you got to cut that run short. It happens. The old me would think that something's wrong. The old me would think, I am not where I should be. I am not going to hit my goal. I screwed up the training weeks ago. Something was wrong with my nutrition. something is wrong with me. And that's not true. The new me, when I have a bad workout, because they happen no matter what level you're at, have a bad workout and I think, bad workout, see you tomorrow, and move on. Because a marathon prep isn't made from a single workout. A marathon prep is the cumulative workload of weeks and months of running. You're gonna have good workouts, you're gonna have bad workouts. It doesn't matter. You wake up and move on the next day and you run again. Because adding up all those workouts make a marathon prep and make your marathon, which makes hopefully your time. A bad workout isn't gonna make a prep. A good workout isn't gonna make a prep. And then finally, rule number 7, and this one basically is the epitome of everything that's in this channel and what I preach about, is that you don't need to optimize everything. And I actually created a course on how you can use fitness to improve your life, but in a way that you don't have to be so dialed in and so optimal, and how it can benefit you and how you can do that. The description's in the link below. You click the link, you put your email in, it sends it to your email box. It's free. It's a PDF course that I put together because I do want to help, and I put a lot of time into it. I think it's really great. I think it's really helpful. If you're interested, click that link. Let me know what you think of it. But optimizing everything is the quickest way to make a marathon prep miserable, and you don't have to do that. A marathon prep can easily turn into focusing on your sleep, your HRV, what shoes you have, your nutrition, supplements, mileage, pace, recovery, and you think about it all day, every day, trying to optimize all of it, and then you wake up the next day and repeat. And you can do that for one day, you can do that for one workout, but when you're doing that over the length of an entire 16 to 20 week prep, you're gonna burn yourself out and you're not gonna make it enjoyable. And then one day during that prep, you're gonna wake up that you're doing everything possible in your life to become 2% better at running. That might be your goal, to get better at running. But just take a second and think, is that really what life is about? Because running is supposed to improve your life. Your life isn't supposed to be about improving your running. And that's everything that I preach on this channel, is using this fitness to improve your life. The reason I want to be so good at running, so good at lifting, so fit, so healthy, isn't so I can lift heavier weights, isn't so I can run farther at a faster time. It's to improve my life, and fitness is such a great tool, such a great practice field to get you there, get you to that point in your life that you ultimately want to be at. And that's why it's so important to try, and to try very, very hard at it. But you have to remember, because it's easy to get sucked down that hole, that it isn't your life. You can improve and you should try very hard, but you have to remember throughout this whole prep that running isn't your life. Your goal in this prep should be to improve your life, not just to solely improve your running. Don't get lost in that sauce. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you learned a few things. I have ran many marathons, ultra marathons, and this is all the things that I've learned that don't really matter. It's so easy to get lost in all of it, and simplifying things always makes it better. It doesn't mean it's easy. It just means it's less complicated. Thanks for watching another one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out that link in my description, my little course that I put together. I thought it was very well done. Let me know what you think of it, and I'll see you in the next one.